a walking tour of Huntington Beach Pier, business districts, and the beach. I've gotten a lot of requests from you fellow explorers to show you around and see what Huntington Beach looks like here in the summer of 2022. I'm gonna turn the camera out so you can see what I can see. And I'm starting this video on the Huntington Beach Pier right above the surf break. Huntington Beach is known as Surf City, USA, and so this is a really popular spot to surf. This is where you're gonna get some of the best pictures of the surfers right here. If you wanna see what that looks like with a 3x zoom, it looks kind of like this as they're catching the waves. Now down towards the end of the pier, there is a place where you can rent fishing rods, bait and tackle. There's a thing that used to be a Ruby's restaurant, it's closed, and there are some bathrooms. Now looking this way, this looks down to the south, down to Newport Beach. There's a few hotels on the beach right there, a Hyatt, some other ones. You can see this is a popular spot for surf photography because surfing is so popular here. There's a lot of pro surfers that regularly surf at Huntington Beach. With that, there's a lot of surfing contests today. I'll zoom in so you can see it. There is a surfing contest from Rip Curl. It is the Grom Search. Now right here mid-pier is the lifeguard tower. Huntington Beach is lifeguarded 365 days a year. So if you're not that great in the water, have no fear, there's people to rescue you if you do get caught. Now the beach today, it is a Friday in June, about 11 a.m. It's not too busy right now, but you can see there's still a lot of people out there in the water enjoying things. Huntington Beach is definitely one of the busiest beaches in Orange County, and so if you come on a big summer weekend, expect large crowds and expect to pay for parking. Most of the parking around here is paid parking. You can see another photographer there taking some surf photos out in the beach. Another thing I really like to do in Huntington Beach, in addition to surfing, getting in the water, sunbathing, and going down the pier, is bicycling. There is a really great bicycle path that runs between the beach and the city, and you can ride bikes along it right about here. You can ride your bikes quite a ways north up into like Seal Beach, and then you can ride south all the way down into Newport Beach. I often get a lot of people asking me, Chris, where can I rent bikes? And there are a number of bicycle rental places just to the south and the north of the pier in this little hut. It's like a food hut where they sell snacks, but they also rent bicycles. And then on the other side of the pier is Zach's, and you can rent bicycles and Surreys and those sorts of things there. Now let's go ahead and take a look down on the beach as we're up on top of all the people. If you're looking for photos of the pier, the thumbnail photo I took was with this lifeguard tower right here. That's the one that has HB in it. The rest of the lifeguard towers are fairly blue, uninspiring things, but you can see lots of people down there enjoying the sand. And as you go north, Huntington Beach kind of, the city at least tapers out a little bit, and it gets a little bit more natural over there with less people, although the parking is harder as you go north. The parking is easier south of the pier because there's very big, large parking lots there. Again, paid parking though. If you wanna see a great view from here, they've got the coin-operated viewing thingamabobs. Plenty of shops on the pier if you wanna do souvenir shopping, though really the big surf shops that are here are just down at the foot of the pier. We're gonna be going through Orange County's biggest surf shop, or at least in front of it and near it, Jack's Surfboards, which is my favorite surf shop in Orange County. And that's actually why I was down here today. I needed to pick up some surfing supplies from Jack's. Well, there's one across the street called Huntington Surf and Sport. I needed to pick up a yellow rash guard because of course I need to wear yellow when I'm out and about. And those are things that are hard to find, but in some of these biggest surf shops, you'll have no problem finding those. So out here is Zoltar. No Southern California beach is complete without a Zoltar that will help tell you your fortune. This Zoltar takes credit cards right there. So if you've got Apple Pay or you got credit cards, no problem. You can see it's pretty windy today. These little windmills are going pretty good. A lot of people like to play volleyball out here, a lot of volleyball courts. And if you look at how wide this beach is, one of the reasons why people like Huntington Beach is it's easy for you to find a spot of sand all to yourself. It kind of reminds me of the beaches of Baywatch. Baywatch, while it was kind of set in Malibu, most of the recording was actually done in Santa Monica, which also has big, wide beaches like this. But this is the biggest, widest beach within 30 miles, I would say. Duke's restaurant here, one of the most famous restaurants in HB, as they call it. I've been using Huntington Beach a lot. If you want to play a drinking game along with me, every time I say Huntington Beach, you drink. But in HB is Duke's right here. They've also got locations in Hawaii and other beach places. But if you're looking for what's that quintessential restaurant to eat and get a great view, it's Duke's on top, and then Sandy's Beach Bar down below. Okay, looking back over here to the north, you can see that bike path that I was referencing earlier. We've got a dad here pushing his 2 kids in a stroller. Zach's over there has food, as the sign says, but there's a lot of restaurants down the main street right this way. Now right here, we're gonna take a look at this. There's often farmers or artist markets here on the pier. Today being a Friday, it is a Friday artist market. If you want to come and get some sun, but you don't want to get sandy, right by the pier, there's a nice grassy area, which is great for a picnic, and also this cascading staircase that from here you can have just great views of that bike path and the water down below. Now, if you've watched this video and some reason you've gotten here and you have no idea what you want to do, there is an actual Huntington Beach visitor information booth right there. You can get all the tourist information that you want. So here is the little Friday market that's out here. In this part is known as Pier Plaza. Huntington Surf and Sport. This little booth is a booth of Surf Shop we're gonna see in a moment. They've got their official Huntington Beach July 4th merchandise. If you wanna know the busiest day of the year to come here, it is definitely on July 4th. That's when this whole place is a party. But again, come early if you want to park. In this little artist's market, there are paintings, photos, there's jewelry. So if you're looking for some souvenirs to bring home or gifts to bring home, or maybe a memorable picture of the Huntington Beach Pier, pretty picturesque place, or some, knickknacks to bring to your home to reminisce that you can hang on the wall to remind you of your great time by the beach, right? Seems like everybody wants a lake house or a beach house, whether they're near one or not. This artist is selling stained glass, which these are pretty cool. Kind of bringing back the old school in stained glass in old window frames. That one, in case you're wondering, was $300. How much those are. Not cheap, but when you're supporting artists, it's usually not cheap. These are kind of cool. These are flower pots that are made of footballs. So you can put some flowers in there and hang it and have it in a Bills football. That's pretty cool. We've got some art made of flip-flops. This is what I mean. Bring some like beach themed back thing. Love you to the beach and back. Hang it up in your house when you get home way far from the beach. Then you'll remember the beach. Here we've got some maybe kind of reggae LA, urban inspired art. Barrel aged balsamic. The best balsamic right here. All right, now you know where to get it. We got a vendor selling hats and sunglasses. Where you can put them on and you can take a look at yourself in the mirror. How do I look? Okay, good. With the quintessential palm tree in the background. And right here we got a realtor because I think a lot of people come to the beach and are like, I would like to live here. All right, so now right here at the foot of the pier, this is the intersection of Main and Pacific Coast Highway. This is also known as the Highway 1. If you were to drive south on Highway 1, you'd get to Newport Beach in a few miles. This building right here is the home to Huntington Surf and Sport, which is a really big surf shop. And right across from it is Jack's Surfboards. So if you're looking for surfing items, these two right across the street. I'm gonna come back to you as soon as this light turns green and I can cross the street. All right, lights green, crossing the street, crossing Pacific Coast Highway, heading over to the surf shops. Now you'll notice that both these surf shops, Jack's and Huntington Surf and Sport, have really what looks like a flea market out in front. On most summer weekends, they put a lot of their sale clothing out here, so you can get pretty good bargains on board shorts, rash guards, those sorts of things. My yellow rash guard that I picked up was right here out on the sidewalk in front of Jack's, 30% off because it was on the street. There's a number of little carts you'll find out here too, where they've got things like cell phone cases and free engraved jewelry. I mean, the jewelry is not free, you buy it and they do free engraving. We're gonna continue to walk down the street, but I wanna just pop in to the surf shop really here so you can see just how big this place is. I've not been in a bigger surf shop. They've got surfboards there in the back, lots of clothing, men's, women's, every brand you can find. If you're looking for a surf-related item, you will find it in here. And what I like about Jack's, by the way, this video is not sponsored, I just like them and I shop here, is that it's all really well organized. You're not like searching on the floor for it. This whole section is kiddie merchandise. If you're looking for board shorts for your toddler, things like that, you'll find them right there, which is cool. We're not going to explore the whole store. You can go ahead and do that on your own when you come here. But I spent probably 45 minutes just browsing all the stuff in Jack's before I shot this. And if you don't find it there, then head over to Huntington Surf and Sport just across the way. Fred's Mexican Cantina up on the second floor here. Okay Mexican food, great drinks, and also a great view from their second floor of the ocean if you're looking for kind of another view restaurant. All right, I want to pop across the street after this bike goes by so I don't get run over. I should point out there are a lot of bikes out here, and so you do want to be careful. I want to pop into the front door of Huntington Surf and Sport for a moment because there's kind of a cool coffee shop in here. If you're looking for some local coffee right by the pier, check this place out. I saw a long line over here earlier, and you wouldn't think there'd be like a little coffee shop inside the surf shop, but you can see all the surfboards there in the back, like the most amazing selection of fins. If you're looking for a fin, and then right there, there's a neat coffee shop where you can get your morning coffee and you can get your pastries. You'll find the video on Yellow Productions tomorrow. All right, see you both. They were friendly. I love friendly people working at shops. In Huntington Beach, they're pretty friendly. There's something about the sun and the surf that people here just don't stay in a bad mood for very long if they are one. All right, we're back on Main Street. You could roughly call this the heart of Huntington Beach. If the pier is the most famous and iconic picture or place, but this is where the heart of it is, where a lot of the shops or restaurants are. If you like kind of Mexican food, check out this place. This is called Wahoo's, and it is like Brazilian-inspired Mexican food. If you like burritos, get the monster burrito, get it wet with the red sauce and steak. That's what I like to get from there. Now, I mentioned that these surf shops are big. Huntington Surf and Sport has a second outpost here on this corner, so quite big. It's just a few of the brands they kind of put over here. There are a lot of bars on the street as well if you like to drink, and it goes late into the night. The first one that we see is Huntington Beach Beer Company right up here. Nice second floor over Baskin Robbins. And this section has been closed off since the pandemic. By closed off, I mean they've closed off one block of Main Street to traffic, and they've allowed the restaurants to like really set up out here. You know, a lot of cities are having conversations about, should we allow outdoor dining? Should we take them away? And Huntington Beach has like really embraced it and said, you know what? We don't need cars to drive down this Main Street all the way. We should let these restaurants come out here and set up because people enjoy it. If you're looking for funnel cakes, I like funnel cakes. Right here, there's a spot called the Funnel House. They sell freshly made funnel cakes and churros, so it kind of gives it like a fair atmosphere. The last time I did this video, which was like 2 years ago, maybe not 2 years ago, a year ago, something like that, like is the heart of the pandemic. I came out here and they weren't doing table service. You had to get the food to go, but now these restaurants, I mean, this is essentially just an extension of the restaurant. You might wonder, Chris, why are so few people eating out here? It's like 11:30, it's early for lunch, but from the Sugar Shack Cafe, where they do a lot of breakfast, you can see this is quite a busy spot. And so all the breakfast spots are pretty busy. You'll find a lot of musicians that are out here too, playing music, but this is one of the reasons why I like to do these videos slightly early, is because if I come out a little bit later, you might not be able to actually hear anything I have to say. Now, some of you might be saying that's good because, Chris, your voice is frankly too high-pitched, whiny, and annoys me. In that case, just go ahead and mute the rest of the audio and, you know, put on your own music. That is totally cool. If you like ramen, this is a pretty solid ramen spot. They've got a couple locations in Orange County. One you might have seen in my walking tour for the Orange Circle, but Hanano Ramen right here. And you can see some of the pictures of their ramen. We had the Orange location that was pretty tasty. Orange is another neat area to walk around. Orange County, center of Orange, is Orange, California. You might think that Orange, California is the capital of Orange County. You would be wrong, but there is this neat kind of traffic circle in there and Old Town that's there. Huntington Beach has been around for a long time as a city, I don't know, in Southern California years. So they got this old, neat, classic postal shop right there. There's some more restaurants if you come down this way. There's like a hot chicken place. Oh, and if you're looking to park, there's a city-owned parking garage right here behind the International House of Pancakes. If you have to pay for parking, that is one of the best spots because it's like 90 minutes free. You can get validation from the vendors. You'll find it to be one of the cheapest places that you can park. Street parking takes meters here, and you'll find plenty of other parking, but just go ahead and suck it up or plan to walk right a long way. If you're a coffee drinker, you'll find an outpost of Starbucks coffee here to satisfy your chain coffee drinking. And you'll see seated outside, not all of these restaurants are lucky enough to have some outdoor seating on Main Street, but pretty much everybody, including this 00 Pizzeria, has some tables outside. Middle of June, it's like school graduations right now, and so a lot of kids out here celebrating their graduation parties. This is one of Huntington Beach's most famous attractions, the International Surfing Museum. If you like surfing, surf culture, then you will want to check out right here, the International Surfing Museum. Oh, and in front of Jack's, I should have showed it when I walked by on the floor, but on the floor in front of Jack's, oh, this is cool, by the way, so I'll say that in a second. This is a neat, great place to take a selfie or something like that with this huge surfboard right behind the International Surfing Museum. Anyway, when you walk in front of Jack's, look on the floor, and it is the Surfing Walk of Fame, kind of like in Hollywood. They have the Hollywood Walk of Fame with stars. In front of Jack's, they have the Surfing Hall of Fame where they have famous surfers embedded in the sidewalk in front of Jack's Surf Shop. Okay, so now we're just one block to the north of Main. This is 5th, and there's kind of like, basically this business area is like 3 blocks, I would say. Main, 5th, and then 3rd on the other way. We just passed a place called, what's it called? Bonsai Bowls for acai bowls, Brazilian acai bowls, which is a, I don't know, kind of trendy food to have around here. If you like poke, the North Shore Poke Company, this place is pretty solid. I've eaten there a few times. I recommend it. And there's a couple neat like alleys that you can walk through here. It looks like there's a new ice cream shop opening. There's a boba tea shop that's down here, down some of these alleys. Last time I was here, one of these restaurants, this one I'm just walking to the left of, had a big outdoor eating area on 5th, but that one has gone away. Speaking of classics things, I think this is pretty cool. This is the Huntington Beach Police substation in this neat little old craftsman style house. And for some reason, if you don't have a credit card to pay for the parking meter, you can get change right here from Mr. Tiki, the Mr. Tiki change machine. Put in your bills, get some quarters out there to pay for your parking. Here is the Shorebreak Hotel. If you're looking for a nice hotel to stay right by the pier, this one's relatively new in Huntington Beach time, and there are spots for restaurants. Pandemic put a lot of them out of business, so this used to be a Bruxy. That was something else. So maybe when you come here, some new things will open. On the left, it says it'll be a Bright Waters restaurant and wine bar. This is new. Top Dog Barkery Bath and Boutique. If you've got little furry friends, you might like this shop because they've got all sorts of anything you would want for your dog, and a self dog wash in the back, and a bakery case in the back for some really high-end, expensive doggy treats. And this little development is known as the Strand. It's what they call this little one block here with the hotel. And so now if we take a look at the map, I'm just going to show you, this is Huntington Beach on this map right here. Where are we? We have basically walked around this little inset right here that is known as Huntington Beach downtown. Though there's a lot more to explore on Beach Boulevard and things like that. If you want to hike in Huntington Beach, check out Bolsa Chica. It is a state park just on the north side of Huntington Beach. When I say hike, you're not gonna be hiking up any big hills, but it's a neat kind of tidal wetland area. You'll see a lot of birds and you'll get away from the crowds. If you like grilled cheese, this spot, Greater Grilled Cheese, was voted the best grilled cheese in San Diego. Chris, we're in Huntington Beach. Well, you know, this started in San Diego, just down to the south. And San Diego has a lot in common with Huntington Beach as a big surf town. Now, if you're looking for rip curl surfing merchandise in particular, you'll find it right here at the Rip Curl Only shop. Maybe you'll find a bigger supply of that there than you might at Jack's Surfboards. And then that brings us right back here to the Pier Plaza and the Huntington Beach Pier and Pacific Coast Highway. Well, fellow explorers, if you're coming to Orange County, California, you might enjoy some of my other walking tours of Orange County. You'll find a link here to my whole playlist of those. And if you're flying into this region, you might be considering flying into LAX, but you know what? You don't want to, because everybody hates LAX airport. And if you wonder why, well then check out this video. As usual, I won't say goodbye because I'm gonna see you over here.